Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Feels quite weird saying that actually, but today obviously going to be a massive bit different, should I say. We are going to be talking about the whole of my perfumery desk. We're going to go through absolutely everything. I'm going to show you all the equipment and materials that I use to make my fragrances. So this will be uncut, so it's sort of like a live video, so I'm not necessarily used to this, but again, it's a work in progress. I have got a camera behind me, just for 2 points of view here. I don't know, it might make it look a little bit better. But yeah, I am sorry that you can see it. I did want to try and cover it up, but I couldn't really think of a smart way to actually get both angles that are decent and have it covered. But yeah, so we'll jump into it. And also I want to say thank you very much for all the support on TikTok. We're nearly on 10,000 followers, so thank you very much for all that. But yeah, so we'll get into it. So with my perfumery desk, I like to keep it split. Well, we'll start off with the materials anyway. I like to keep it split in three different ways. So we've got top notes, mid notes, and base notes. That's typically how I like to do it. And I keep my dilutions at the front and my just raw materials, natural materials at the back. So, for example, we have here safranol diluted at 10%. I'll actually show this camera on here. So we've got saffron diluted 10%. It is the wrong way around. And that's just at the front here, whilst I have saffron at the back. I think it's down here because I've just done a video on it. So yeah, saffron's down here. Yeah, so I think that's the best way I've found that is to arrange your materials. I know a lot of people do it a little bit differently. Obviously, there's fragrance wheels and stuff, but I prefer to just have it like this, and I can go, okay, I'm looking for which top note. Okay, we're looking for which mid note, and I'll grab that one. It's just much easier for me. It's much easier for me. I'm drinking a double espresso, by the way. I need to relax for these videos a little bit more. I want to be as transparent as possibly can. But yeah, there's no rush. I think with my TikToks, I'm just trying to get the message across. We can just chill, have a drink of coffee. But yeah, so materials first of all. If you haven't seen my TikToks, I've got main three suppliers for materials. Fragrance Foundry, which has been probably the best service I've had from the companies that I've bought from. Absolutely rapid delivery. I really like how they format it on their page as well. I think it's very clean, and you're understanding what you're buying. Like some materials, you're a bit like, oh, what would that smell like? Fragrance Foundry nail it every time. I know exactly what I'm getting. Fraterworks again. The deliveries, I had a sort of not necessarily a bad time with it. It just took like around about 2 weeks for it to come, which compared to Fragrance Foundry is light and day because it was a few days. But again, Fraterworks are very good with getting it, having all the information on there, and like again, you know what you're buying. So I think I purchased like heliotrope. I knew what it is before, like almond like facet. It's very sweet, but it has all the IFRA restrictions. It has everything on there, so I can put it straight into my Excel file, and yeah, I've got all the knowledge that I need to know about the material on the website. And then the last one is Pell Wall. I purchased my my materials from Pell Wall January. I think it was like January 13th or something, and I received it February the 2nd. Like I don't know if it was Christmas and everything like that. I don't know if they were still recovering from Christmas. I doubt it, but yeah, it took a long time from Pell Wall. Again, Pell Wall probably has the most available materials, especially in the UK. But if you can get them from Fraterworks or Fragrance Foundry, I would definitely recommend doing that. But yeah, that's enough about materials. So we've got top notes, mid notes, and base notes. Next, we'll talk about scales. And approximately, I've got around about 70 raw materials. So it cost me around about, I think it's around about £800 for materials. It's not nice when you say that. It's not nice. But next is scale. So I keep this just underneath my desk. It's just on here. You can see it. Yeah, you can see that fine. I might just do like a zoomed in version of the scale in a second. I've got two different types of scale. I need to plug this in actually. Let me get a plug. I ain't got a plug actually. Okay, you'll get the gist anyway. So this is a 0.001 gram scale. It cost me around about £105 off Amazon. Obviously, it's got the cover. It's got obviously units on and off, tear, everything you need for your materials. Say you're doing dilutions, I would definitely use this fragrance, this scale. Oh my god, I can't speak. What's going on? I would definitely use this scale, 100%. Again, does the absolute job. If you are an OG of Yevfumes, you'll remember this little thing here. Man, I thought this was like the great. I thought I found an absolute gem with this. You've got Yevfumes business card in there. Yeah, so you'd remember this. It is my old scale, my first ever scale I purchased. Cost me around about £5. It honestly, if you're on a budget, right? If you're on a budget and you're just having to play around, I don't see an issue with this at all, in my opinion. I do not see an issue. Obviously, the readings, they're not the greatest. You've got like tear, you've got mode, obviously you've got everything you need with that, and it honestly does it quite well. Like Rose Absolute weighs 30.8 grams. Like it's not terrible, And honestly, you can get that off Amazon, you get it off TikTok Shop for around about £5. I will put the link for this. I will put the link for all the equipment I have in the link in the description. In the link in the description. In the description. I need to relax, but again, we're being transparent. This is my first time. You guys are here on my first time, so it must feel special in some ways. Not good, man. You see, this is what happens on first time. Things are getting dropped, but yeah, scales. I have this one. I purchased it from Amazon, £105. Again, you can't really go wrong with it. It's a nice scale. But if I was going to do, I've got another scale actually. If I was going to do, it's in here. It's just a. If I was going to do high quantity, I would use this scale here. So I'll just get that in focus. Again, I'll do a close-up of it. It's from the Fragrance Foundry. I purchased their starter kit. It also came with the Perfumery's alcohol bottle as well, this here. An absolute must-need, by the way. But say I'm doing large batches. So, for example, in my conical flask here, I would put it on this scale. And this reads it to 0.001 gram as well. No, not as well. So this is a tenth less actually. So it'll do 0.01 gram. 0.01. Yes, it will. It will do 0.01 gram. But again, this is very good for your large batches. So you're making a fragrance, you're ready, you're about to produce it. I'd whack the conical flask on there and done. Get the magnetic stir in there, get it stirring. But I can't wait for that. Launch date is coming soon, guys. It is coming soon. Just FYI. But yeah, that's enough for scales. This came in the starter pack from Fragrance Foundry. If you're from the UK, I would definitely recommend getting it. It cost £200. It had literally everything you possibly need to start making your fragrances besides the materials. So it had scent strips, pipettes, had everything, had absolutely everything. Scales, the flask. Actually, the flask wasn't involved. Beakers, everything like that. And also a few amber bottles, which I will get onto. Pop that on there. Let's move the scale out of the way. Next thing I want to talk about is obviously just your essentials that we all know. So scent strips, these, or blotters as people call them, very, very, it's all run out. Very, very important, obviously. Like when you're smelling a material or mixing materials, you never want to smell it from the bottle. You always want to dip it in, let it oxidize for a little bit, and obviously you'll get much more of the smell when you definitely dip it in to the bottle. Yeah, so blotters, scent strips must need. I have a scent strip holder on here. It helps me just store the scent strips. Say I'm making a cord, say I'm making a little fragrance, or I'm trying to make a base or anything like that. These are just so easy to format. Also, if you're testing how long they last on a scent strip, these are very, very good. So it's not touching anything, so you're just leaving it on the desk. It keeps it in the air. Honestly, fantastic. But scent strips, I definitely want to do a video on that because there's a lot you can do with these. I went to a Perfumery event in February, and honestly, the way they were playing around with scent strips, like they were folding them and doing it as like that's a half and that's a full. You see, like there's so much you can do with it, and I'm definitely do an in-depth video of that. Maybe on the YouTube, maybe a long form video. But yeah, scent strips must need. Next, we're going to talk about pipettes. I have a few different types of pipettes. These are my main ones on here. They're quite they can sometimes spill, so you've just got to dip in and out. Again, I want to do a video on pipettes also, but like I'll show you how I would use a pipette quickly. So I would, a lot of people just spill it, but like if you get it all in there and then you literally just, it keeps it in there and it stores it in the bottom here. So make sure you definitely do that, and obviously I'm gonna put it back in. Because people literally just go boom, boom, or boom, boom, right quickly. They spill loads. It's just not good enough. You've got to hit it up and then go in. You know what I mean? Little tricks with Yevfumes. Little tricks with Yevfumes. Yeah. So pets. Obviously, I've also got a much bigger one as well, a 10 ml one, which are absolutely massive. I think they're under the bed at the moment, so I don't really have them unless there's a few in here. No, but again, I will get a video. I'll do a close-up video on screen now, and you'll see the pipettes. Obviously, they look massive. They look absolutely abnormal, but the big batches, you know, it's definitely worth it, 100% to have something like that. But yeah, pipette center strips. Obviously, everyone knows about these. Different ways to use them that I'm definitely going to go into. A center strip holder is not necessary. I just like having the luxury of just putting it on there, and it looks nice on the desk as well. Another thing that is very underrated is you need a lot of notebooks. I have, I think around about 8. So as you can see here, I'm just sort of holding that up with a notepad. I've got 4 here. I've got 2 behind it as well. I have loads. Structuring your notes and structuring where all your information is so important. Obviously, have it on a laptop as well. But for someone who likes writing more than typing, I like to have multiple notepads. So this will have like the perfumery course I did on Udemy. It has all the notes in there. It has my dilutions, my formulations. It has understanding my materials. It has drafts of like my PDF that I'm creating. It has like scripts of YouTube videos, scripts of TikTok videos. It has everything. It has absolutely everything combined into like around about 8 notepads. This video is getting quite long, so I will try and speed it up. It's quite fun actually. I'm quite enjoying this. But yeah, so pens, pencils, I've got loads there. Move out the way actually. Obviously, we go to more of this side of the desk up here. We have our beakers. So I've got multiple sizes of beakers. I've got small beakers on here, 50ml beakers. I've got 2 50ml beakers. I've got obviously a funnel. I've got magnetic stirrers, the magnets, sorry. Absolutely everything up there. Literally, when I'm making fragrances, you've also got your tweezers, these little things here, your magnets in there, you've got the beaker on there. They're all very, very important. All just must needs. They're all very cheap as well. Get it all off Amazon. Again, I will put a few links in the description, just so you guys know where you can purchase these things from. Magnetic stirrer, I prefer this one. I did get quite a bit of backlash on TikTok for this magnetic stirrer. When I'm creating my fragrances, when I'm creating my fragrances, I like to use this one here, this blue one. This really allows me to obviously just mix ingredients together really, really well without just like, and also really high density and for example, Labdanum Absolute, quite sticky materials. This does the job perfectly. You can use big magnets, small magnets. Obviously, you can change the speed of the magnet, but this does the job for me. A lot of people, the reason I get backlash for this one is it's not heated. I definitely should get a heated one, but a trick you can use, you can just use the radiator and heat the composition up, and obviously just pop it on the magnetic stirrer afterwards. That does work. Honestly, that does work for me. But a lot of people have just been saying it doesn't work. But honestly, a little bit of heating, pop it on here, easy money, easy money. There is your fragrance all done. But another few things. Obviously, I've got a load of test bottles. I've got a few here. I've got a load of Yevfumes ones on here. This isn't the bottle design for the fragrance, don't you worry. But yeah, I've got loads of these. I've got 150 of them under my bed. If you see the day of the life, you'd see how that was packaged. Obviously, I've got a few old bottle designs that I could have went for my fragrances, but they fell through. I've got weighing boats. That's a good point. weighing boats for solids on here. So again, I've got different sizes. These are very important and I don't hear a lot about these things. I love using weighing boats. I think these are, again, a must need. I don't think they're actually like a luxury. It's more like a necessary. Why you'd need one? Obviously, weighing solids. Say you're blending everything in a beaker, you're throwing everything in, you're having a great time, and you've got solids. You don't want to accidentally pour too much of ethyl maltol in there, you know, or too much of coumarin. You don't want to pour too much, because guess what? You can't get them out, mate. You cannot get them out. And you've got a spatula. When you put a spatula, you can't really measure how much you're putting in. Weighing boats are so important. So important. You put the solids in here, put it into your fragrance after you've weighed it. Again, it just makes your life so much easier. We're on 15 minutes already. What is going on? I feel like I've been doing this for 2 minutes. So next is amber bottles. These on here, these little dilutions, I've got 198 of them. They cost me around about £80. You can purchase them from Fragrance Foundry. I keep them in a little bag down here. Got loads and loads of these things. Must need for dilutions. Reason that amber is obviously so they don't attract any, so they don't bring in any sunlight, and it really, you don't want the window open. Also, you don't want the curtains open. This is for the video. I would never have the curtains open when I'm making my fragrances or having any materials out. Keep the curtains closed, keep the light to a minimal, and yeah, these are again a must need for dilutions. Next is, I had it in my mind, I can't remember what it was going to be. I think it's in here. You've got a filter paper, again very important. You've got Yevfumes business cards. These are so important. I'm joking. Gloves, yes, that was it. Gloves. That's happened twice now. That thing has dropped twice, and this was it. Actually, it was telling me what I needed to say. Atomizers. You need this. So I made a chocolate accord, and you must have seen it on one of my videos. If not, go check it out on TikTok. Wow, tastes edible. Tastes just like Terry chocolate orange, mate. Honestly, it does. I'll put it on my life. Atomizers are so important. Amazon, Alibaba, TikTok Shop. You need a 5mm, 10mm, maybe even a 1mm atomizer, just so you can give out to your friends, give it a try. Obviously, test it yourself as well. So I have a few. I don't keep them up here. I've got a few up here. You can't see that. You got one here, a few here. They're my fragrances that I put in there and I give it a test. Obviously, some are terrible, don't get me wrong. Some are fantastic. And if I like that one, check out my formula, make it again, make it for my friends. They can all try one. When I first started out in January, I made a scent. I literally had a Google form attached to, no, not Google, a Microsoft form attached to the atomizer in a little package. And I got all my friends to review it. It was anonymous, so it was like a read through, and yeah, it didn't go down too well. I got absolutely criticised, but now I think all my friends are on board, and I've definitely improved since January, and we're about to be June now. 5 months ago, crazy. But yeah, what else is that? I think that's pretty much everything. I'm on 18 minutes now, so I'm just trying to be aware of the time. Gloves, obviously, disposable gloves, talked about them. That's pretty much everything I needed to say for this video. This is my first ever shooting of a YouTube. I had it envisioned last night that I wanted to just do one cut and just see how it goes, and then put it on YouTube. Obviously, you'll see how transparent all this is. But yeah, that's everything on my perfumery desk. I believe I've touched through absolutely everything. Obviously, you need coffee not to smell. You don't need coffee to smell. It's a myth, guys. You don't smell coffee. You smell your own skin. You don't smell coffee to clear your nose. So please don't do that. It actually blocks your nose of scent. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend when you're making fragrances have coffee, but I'm having a coffee right now. Fantastic double espresso from Nespresso. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. I really did appreciate you watching the video. I don't know why I'm stuttering. It's just weird. This is such a weird sort of. But yeah, a lot more YouTube videos coming up. Again, look in the description. I've got a few of my materials, a few of my ingredients all on there. And yeah, thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. all the best, guys, and I'm gonna hopefully do more YouTube videos every week. So yeah, hope to see you next week, or I'll see you on TikTok. All the best.